Hey guys, it is Thursday and thank goodness I am home for the night. It's been a crazy week this week, but I'm jumping in tonight to talk about another episode of my menopause series. We're going to talk about kind of the first stages of it, and is this normal? Am I weird? What's happening to my body? And I will kind of give a disclaimer. There may be some things that I talk about here that might not be for children's ears, so just stay prepared for that. Hey Cynthia, hey Yolanda, thanks for jumping on. But let's talk about what happens in this first stage. This is when our progesterone starts to crash, and it's just part of nature. It just happens, and it's called perimenopause or premenopausal, and it usually happens when you're like in your late 30s, and it can last anywhere from 1 to 15 years. That seems like a really long time to go through this crap, but it is what it is. It can happen, and usually you're done by about your late 40s. So these are some of the symptoms that happen. Oftentimes they'll happen around your cycle. And so I'll just kind of go through them briefly, and I'll be touching more on them and things that you can do to help ease the discomfort and ease some of these issues in my blog that I'll be posting later. Hey Jennifer, hey Terry, thanks for jumping on. So these are some of the things that go on, and I'm going to list this list, and it's going to be crazy, and you're going to think, oh my God, what's happening to my body? But again, like I said, it can last from 1 to 15 years, so you just never know how long it's going to be. And it happens, like I said, around your cycle, most likely. But you can have worse PMS, or all of a sudden have PMS that you've never had before. Little things that you just kind of let brush off can be totally irritating and drive you crazy and make you a raging lunatic. Irritation, anxiety, depression, paranoia, crying spells, fuzzy thinking, brain fog, poor concentration, inability to concentrate or function, and sometimes even the drive that you have that you feel like you just can't even function. You just can't even get out of bed. Life is just sucks and you can't even do anything. And your will to live sometimes can get really affected by this. And I've seen it happen. I think I mentioned the other night, I was in a couple of groups that I just felt so bad for women that, and you may experience this, that women that when they are going through this perimenopausal stage or during these cycles, that they can't get out of bed. They can't move. They hurt. Their body hurts. They're angry, they're pissed off. Yeah, Cynthia, brain fog sucks. I know, I've been through there. I've been there, done that. Yes, ovarian failure can do that a lot too, because that's part of your whole hormonal cycle. The progesterone's being affected when your ovaries aren't working properly. You can have night sweats. You can have migraines and fatigue and breast tenderness and joint aches and flu-like symptoms. You can feel like a Mack truck has hit you. Hey Lori, thanks for jumping on. You can have a lessened libido, which, when you're in your 30s, that seems kind of weird. It's like that should be kind of your prime. And if you're married, that should be a great time of your life, that your kids are probably, out of diapers, they're middle school, junior high, you're not having to spend so much time with them, and now the bedroom's not such a nice place to be, or you don't really care. And sorry if I'm getting a little too honest here, but it is what it is. Weight gain, painful intimacy, and your cycle starts to change. It can be really light, it can be spotty, it can be you feel like you just get over one and another one comes. It can be dangerously heavy, and this is where women need to be really careful. And I know that in my nursing job, I take care of women that have this exact thing happen to them, that they have to come in for blood transfusions and iron transfusions because of this silly irregular cycle thing that they have going on. And again, oftentimes it'll happen worse around your period, around your cycle, that things just really get out of whack and you feel like life is ending for you. And at a lot of times you'll seek out your doctor, and they'll want to give you antidepressants because they think that's what's going to help. And it really doesn't. It doesn't help with your self-esteem. It doesn't help you feel any better about, that you're getting older. Hey Gina, hey Rosie, thanks for jumping on. And you just keep going, is this normal? What's happening to my body? I'm not getting old. I don't want to be old. When you think of menopause, you think of, older ladies and your grandma and your mom and things like that. But believe it or not, it's happening. And the average age is about 45. You get taken by surprise. You don't feel, hey Erin, thanks for jumping in. You feel like life is just a mess, and you get taken by surprise when this happens. You kind of don't realize it's going to happen. You feel like, oh, it's an old person's issue, and then bam, you're in your mid-30s and it hits you, and you're like, what the heck just happened to me? Am I going crazy? Am I losing my mind? Is this going to get any better? Is it going to get worse? What are you going to do about it? And yes, it doesn't make you feel normal. It makes, and then that they want it, that doctors want to give you a pill or, do something to help you get better by giving you medicine. And in my blog, I'm going to talk about some ways that we can overcome some of this stuff. So stay tuned for that. And something very interesting that I will go into depth in my blog as well is women in the Asian countries, Chinese and Japanese women, they don't go through a lot of this. There are some chemical reasons that they don't go through it, and there's some kind of Zen reasons that they don't go through it like we do. So I am looking forward to chatting with you about that. I hope you guys have found this informative. If there's anything that you want me to answer questions about, please comment in the comment box, and I will address that when I get ready to write the blog. But yeah, I found it very interesting that women in China, they don't have some of this stuff, and a lot of it has to do with up here and how much you let it get to you. And I know that I'm right there when I started to research some of this 4 years ago. This is exactly where I was at, and now it makes total sense why things affected me like they did, why work affected me like it did, why my growing children were affecting me. All that makes total sense now. So I'm really excited to delve into this a little bit more and teach you guys some more stuff. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Again, comment below the video, and I will address some issues during my blog writing. And I hope you guys are having a great night. I will talk to you soon. This is Cheryl from Eat, Pray, Get Fit, coming to you live from my office.